this is a girl child. Where will she be able to make it? Have to play for the country. That became my only goal.
But I've never tried cricket, and I've always just assumed it was a men's sport.
Now a Smriti or a Jemima is a household name. If you believe and if you visualize, it is the most powerful tool. Never ever stop believing in yourself and never stop working hard.
Yeah. Hi, welcome to Isn't It Lovely with your host Lovelyn Chandrasekhar, and today I have with me an inspiring woman. She has played for Indian women cricket team. She's represented India in formats such as T20, ODIs and Tests. Also represented Tamil Nadu, a proud South Indian girl here. And what makes it more special is I'm meeting her for the first time, so the conversations are going to be quite real. So please welcome Niranjana Nagarajan. Hello, hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's such a pleasure talking to you. I mean, you're also equally inspiring because you're doing stuff where, you want such talents or, special skills to reach out for people and, very happy for that and very glad to be a part of the show.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to straight away jump into asking this question. How hard is it, especially for a woman in India, to break it and make it in cricket?
For sure, it's not going to be very easy because I was blessed. I'm still blessed with my parents who really support me, who've always supported me in spite of me being a girl kid. There are social barriers. There are a lot of restrictions in schools, where they feel that, there was such situations where they felt that I might not be able to make it to a high level, and I was very offended when I was not sent to play the nationals in class 10 because of my board exams.
Oh, no.
I feel I have crossed a lot of obstacles for me to get to this level, and I'm not talking about myself here, but I'm very proud of it, and I still feel though there is a huge difference in how people are seeing about how women are approaching to play cricket in India. The dynamics have changed. Exactly. But still there is a small kind of doubt whether, okay, this is a girl child. Where will she be able to make it? Just want them to eradicate that thought out of their mind. Because, a girl power or a woman power, I think we can really, sky's our limit. We just won the World Cup. Nobody thought we'll win the World Cup. So personally for me, it was a fantastic journey. There were times when I was asked whether I'll be able to balance my education and sports. I've always preferred being an athlete. My grandmother supported me a lot, my parents, and post my wedding, my husband. So it is going to be difficult, but it just comes down to a fact that how you're able to balance your education. Education is important, I'm not saying no, but if you're taking sports as your career, if you want to make it big, I think there are sacrifices which you have to make. So that's where the key lies.
And what about your school and college life? Did you actually have a proper school college life?
Yeah, I didn't have a proper college life because I was always touring. But with school life, I think my school friends are still my best friends. We hang out a lot. My school life, my friends understood me. All my friends are basically Tamil padips அப்படினு சொல்லுவாங்க. I was the only odd man out there. Not padips. I was not a bad student, definitely. I was a 75-80 student. That was huge for me actually. But they were all that's exactly what I'm saying. But my other friends were always 95 plus, and they leave one question on exam and they start crying. I would have left so many answers. I would have walked out, be very casual. So my school life was good. They understood me, especially my 11th and 12th. I did it in AMM matriculation court room. They were really good. They understood me. They sent me even before 3 months before my board exams. I think I remember them telling me very clearly, you go and play and come, we'll keep special classes for you. They kept special classes for me, and they really they were, because that was the prime age. I represented India under 23 that time when I was doing my 12th, and I'm sure many of the schools would have had a second thought about it, but they stood behind me. They sent me for that tour. We came back, and then I played the nationals again in class 12. And my friends also understood me. So my schooling was really good, very memorable. But my college days, I wouldn't say it wasn't memorable. I didn't go to college at all because I got into college, MOP Vaishnav. through sports quota only. In a college sports time inter-college tournaments, state matches, and that was the time when I was just making the limelight to get myself established as a proper professional cricketer who aims to play for the country. I was in the limelight then, so I had to completely shut down on my college life, and that was probably a phase where I transformed into, I became very obsessive that I have to play for the country. That became my only goal. So after 2 years I got my TC, and because I had a job, they gave me opportunity in Southern Railway. I worked for the railways. The third year I did in correspondence only, so college life was not that thing, but school life was amazing.
When I was in school, I would play I was a very sporty girl, so I'd play football, basketball, table tennis, pickleball. Right now, pickleball, paddle. I've even gone to chess and carom, but I've never tried cricket, and I've always just assumed it was a men's sport. Or I don't think even when I was studying, I don't know if they even had like a cricket girls team in school. How did you think of cricket?
See, cricket was always natural to me. Matter of fact, I started playing cricket with the street boys. I used to be the only girl, and it came very naturally to me. But honestly, when I started playing cricket, I never knew that cricket at a professional level for women existed. I didn't know that. And the time nobody would have known it because women cricket was not that popular. The boys with whom I played cricket, they played at a very high level. Even if it was a tennis ball cricket, they had that competitiveness in them. I had to, winning mattered up away, Sure. Once what happened, there was an article, small, those days, no social medias, right? So newspaper cutting was there, the sub-junior selections tomorrow. And this person, music director, Mr. Ramesh Vinayakam. So he was also one person who used to play. The family is almost like family to me. So he came and told my parents that, this girl is talented. Why don't you try her at a professional level? So my parents took a shot. So the next day we went to the selection trials and it all started there. So that was under 15 at that time, and so I slowly started to know things about how women cricket operated in India and what it takes to be a professional cricketer. I was probably 13 or 14 at that time. So that's how my journey started, and I was always somebody who liked cricket. I had a flair for sports, but cricket was something special for me. I had it naturally in me, and I just thought as much as how much I chose to play at a professional level, somewhere cricket also chose me that I was destined to play this game for sure. So that's how cricket life in me started.
Wow. And even to be honest, yes, I did watch men's cricket. Women's cricket, I recently just started watching, and that was because of the World Cup. And that was also because of the amount of social media influence it had. Because suddenly it was all over everyone's stories and everyone's newsfeed. And I was like, oh my God, let me go check it out. And I think that was when they had won the semi-finals. And then I was like, okay, let me watch the finals. And then I started getting into watching the Women's Premier League. So how do you feel about the exposure, especially back then and now? And
it's amazing. It's something that's can't be put to words as to how women cricket in India over the past 6 to 7 years has established, every, how a Virat or a Dhoni is a household name. Now a Smriti or a Jemima is a household name. Mithali Raj used to be the only woman cricketer people used to recognize, but now it's not like that. Everybody wants to be a Smriti. Everybody wants to be a Harman. So it's a fantastic thing that has happened for women cricket, especially with the openings of the WPL. The women cricket fever in India. Every other girl now. Right now, I'm a coach. I'm also a commentator, so I know the reach women cricketers are. These cricketers are like players like everybody wants to be a Jemima. Especially post that World Cup semi-final run chase. No, so when the girls come and join the academies or whatever, they straight away say that I want to be like a Smriti or a Jemima. So it's amazing, and I would probably say that I'm not completely a part of this era, but I know all these girls. I've played with them. Maybe the exposure was not that great that time, but what do you say? The social media level was a little lesser. but I know these girls, they're all like, you know, play together. So the exposure wise, definitely it has reached doing a lot of good for the sport actually. For me, every women cricket should grow. Like, you know, if whatever it is, the game is the greatest. So that is the most important thing, and I think it has reached in par with the men's for sure.
Let's talk about like period in cricket. So for me, like I have shot for a film once when I had my period on in the water, and it was the most uncomfortable. I mean, yes, your period stops when you're in the water, but it was so uncomfortable because I should have spoken and said that no, we can't do that scene today. But then I was like, no, it's gonna like take the entire cast and crew's cost price and all of that stuff. But you do it on a, for you it's a very physically demanding sport that you have to, like, how do you deal with it on days if you have, when you have your period?
See, one thing I'd like to say is, as you mentioned, it's a biological process. It's going to be a part of you. You know, you'll have to find a way. It is going to be tough, definitely, especially during your first 2 days of your period. It is going to be tough, but like you know, first you have to accept the fact that you will be playing tough games on your periods. You know, and you need to train yourself, and even when you're training, you need to train yourself. You train your body. Like என்ன பண்ணா உங்களுக்கு periods அப்போ you will feel comfortable. Your food is important, your sleep patterns are important. I mean, there are days where I had my medicines also for my stomach aches. I think that should not be a criteria or an excuse for the girls to say that okay, I'm having my periods, if I perform less today, you can't question me. No, it is going to be a part of you. I've played so many important games with my periods on. You know, definitely yes. I mean, you can't stop that. You know, it's going to be there with you. So dealing with it is tough, and after a point of time, I think your body gets accustomed to the way in which you train during your period. I mean, I think before you turn 28, 29, it won't be a little, I mean, it won't be tough, but post your 30s, definitely, periods will be tougher. You need, but the body gets accustomed. So that's, there are days when your body feels shrunken. There are days when, you know, you'll feel like, I mean, I'm not going to go to the ground today, but you have to go. You can't probably fix the tournament dates. What if
it's already fixed?
It's already fixed. So it's just,
and everyone there are women playing.
Exactly. So there's nothing to feel shy about. I didn't want to mince my words here, but definitely it is a part of your biological process, something that God has given. You have to accept it. You have to train your body, and probably you can make changes in your diet, your nutrition, or whatever, but accept it and play your best on that. That's how I have done it. I mean,
and what about like injuries? Like I have this one injury in my leg for the last 3 months. I'm trying to recover from it. For a second I was like, oh, I can't walk, I can't run, and it really like hurt me. I'm sure you would have gone through.
Oh my God. I mean, thankfully till about I was 30, I was injury free. The small niggles, it's a little part of your career, but I think injuries are part of you know, you want to play big, you're aiming high in your career. It is a part of your life, part of an athlete's life. You have to deal with it, especially you be so well prepared for a tournament and you want to do well. And it happened for me when I was 33. I was bowling, so till about that 33 years I was injury free. I never complained of an injury, but when I just wanted to make a comeback so badly, I had this oblique tear. I mean, and it was in the game. Probably in the whole of my career, if you ask me, I've had so many bad, I mean, like not bad days as such. So many matches or heartbreaking losses where I had those, you know, where we could have easily won those games. But that we have to move on from that. But this injury during a game, it is hitting me even when I'm talking about it, because I knew if I had gone further, probably there were chances that, you know, it could have been different. So you have to accept the fact that okay, you're injured, you have to come back, work on it and move on. I mean, there are so many players who get injured during practice sessions, right before a game they get injured. Definitely it's going to make you feel sick. It's going to make you have a disgusting feeling, but you need to just accept it. You have to come back and work and move forward. There is no other choice about it. I mean, like, injuries are a part of an athlete's life, but you can't prevent injuries from happening. It is because the body is not a machine. It will definitely show wear and tear, but you can probably train in a way that you can't get injured so frequently. But because if you're planning to play at an elite level, the way you take care of yourself off the field is as important as what you do on the field. That is for sure. So those are small sacrifices, like come out of your normal diet patterns. You consume what is good for your health and what is going to make you perform better on the field and to be injury free. So these are the things which are in our control. Injury, you can't control it, right? So control what you can control. That's all.
What is your routine like?
Probably when I was, I used to idolize Kobe Bryant a lot, Roger Federer a lot. I used to read a lot about them. So their discipline patterns, how early they went to the ground and how much they give it to the game, and this relentless practice and without expecting anything. And even if you fail, it's fine. And in cricket, it's a team sport, so it's not a guarantee that even if you keep performing, you're going to get selected. So these are all some of the attitudes I gained by reading through like Kobe Bryant or Roger Federer. My routine was like get up, have some nice good protein, go to your training regimes, come back, recover, and then do your skills, come back. And I used to do a lot of visualization. It really helped me, especially in my last 5-6 years. I used to close my eyes and think that if probably the tournament is 3 months away or 2 months away, so every day I used to think that I'm getting a 5-4 or I'm getting 100 and lifting the bat up, or at least if not for a 5-4 or 100, you'll end up doing half of it. You'll have good spells. It's about how much you keep feeding good things in your mind. Keep telling it, I'm going to do well. Keep putting that thing in your mind. And if you can actually see it in your mind, you have it in your hand. It's a very old saying, but that is the truth. If you actually put something and you keep putting something in your subconscious mind, it just happens. So I used to visualize a lot. Even just before the game, I used to go and stand near the wicket and I see myself bowling well, having some good spells. The batter is getting beaten, or I'm getting a bowled, or caught at slips, and I'm driving a ball nicely. It for some players it feels like very amusing. How can this happen? But visualization is such a, I can't say how true. If you believe and if you visualize, it is the most powerful tool for you to perform well. The manifestation, the visualization is absolutely true. You just have to put it in your brain for sure. And that and once you start feeling it, it's going to be a part of your more than your physical training regimes. Your mental aspects of it is really important. So that used to be a part of my prep always.
That's so nice. What did you do with the Indian jersey?
You're taking me back, such a good memory. All my Indian jerseys, I have my good performances. My the debut jersey, the feeling unmatched in the dressing room when I wore it for the first time. Definitely, it is overwhelming. Myself getting in the Indian team wasn't easy because the team was packed with fast bowlers. There were 4 prime fast bowlers playing that time. Amita Sharma, Julan Goswami, the legend, Rumeli and Snail. So, I was expecting to get picked for the England tour, but I wasn't a part of the squad. And then somebody gets injured and I was called. So, that taught me, if you keep working hard, somewhere somebody will see you perform well and say, okay, this kid deserves it. So never ever stop believing in yourself and never stop working hard. So that was the moment, in England back in 2008, I made my debut. The first time I played for the country. The jersey, I still have it. So it was an amazing moment. I was given the cap and we get into the field, and as a kid, I started playing cricket just for the passion and the liking that I had for the game. And I didn't know that I'm going to play for the country. Till that time, also, I would say that I did not expect myself to work hard and get there. But after I played for the country, getting to the top is easy, but staying at the top is difficult. I had to work twice, thrice as hard to stay there. Again, immediately I was dropped. 4 years, I was not a part of the team because that person who was injured, she came back into the side, and then I was in the...
But how did that make you feel?
That's what. I was constantly picked in the India A squad, the warm-up squads. I was always in the limelight, but then that Indian team, I was just kept a sideline for four years. And then there was a tournament, and then again performed well. I still wasn't picked. In 2012, when I said, okay, fine, leave it. It's okay. Don't expect it. A call came. And they said, you did really well in the warm-up tour against Australia. You be ready, a call is going to come for you. So when you really want something, no, there also the manifestation, somewhere the universe will make it happen for you. How stubborn you're about it. I want this, and you keep doing things to make that happen. Somewhere something will turn up for you. So this is something I want to tell the younger ones who's taking up the sport, I always keep saying that, you choose a particular dream because the dream chooses, that seed is also within you, it's come to you, the dream has come to you because you will be able to achieve it. But to achieve that, you've got to do a lot of hard work. You have to, nothing is going to come easy. The greatest of greats, Virat, he also had a string of failures for 1.5 years. So failure is bound for everybody. But how you come back from it and how you bounce back is going to be important. Novak Djokovic, he says that, it's impossible for you to have, positive thoughts always. That's something I learned from him. It's not going to be easy for you to have positive thoughts always because you're a human being, you will have negative thoughts. But what makes a difference is how quickly you're able to come out of that negativity to come back to positivity. The time frame you take to come back is what is going to define you as a person and an athlete. So this is also something that I want to tell the girls who are taking up the sport. Just never ever stop believing in yourself. Somewhere somebody will see your potential and something will happen. That's, why I'm going deep into this is that's how I got my Indian jersey for the first time, And then from 2012 to 16, it was a continuous process for me. I had played 3 World Cups, and the ultimate thing was for me was to play the Test cricket. For me, even if it is a T20 era, the Gen Z era is a T20 era now. But for me, my favorite format is Test cricket. So when I played Test cricket for India, it was even a better feeling than to wear that blue jersey, your Test jersey, your Test number. So that was an amazing moment for me as well. So you took me back really to my best days of my life now.
And what is life beyond cricket? There is a retirement age, and how should one see that?
See, this retirement day, when I thought I should, call it a day, it's enough. It's going to be very difficult for you because you're going to stop doing something that has filled a part of your day throughout your life. You're going to stop playing cricket. Accept it first. Because everybody gets that time. There is a time where you know that your body can't push further. There is a time when you think that, today if I want to go be at the gym at 9 o'clock, if you feel going at 9:05 is fine, that is the time when I decided. There was a day when 9 o'clock was gym scheduled and my mind said it's okay, we can go at 9:05, 9:10. So that day I decided, there can't be a compromise, right? When there has to be, in all honesty, you have to be at the gym at 8:55. So when I felt I'm not able to give my 100% for the training session, I thought I should stop.
Like a random day.
It was always in my mind, but I thought of pushing myself further. But I couldn't accept the fact that I'm okay with not giving my 100%. So that day I decided that I will stop. And it was a very emotional moment for me. I had to start putting it in social media, and I had to write a letter to the BCCI saying that I'm going to stop playing cricket. I had to discuss it with my husband, my close friend, and my parents, and I had to frame the letter. So it took me like a week for me to accept it, and I felt empty, literally empty. But still, slowly I realized that there's so much more I can do to the game. I can be with the game. I can guide the small, younger players. I can, I can give it back to the game by means of being a coach. If I'm a fast bowler, so if somebody comes to me and says that I want to learn fast bowling, if I am able to coach them fast bowling, and if I say something, if they're able to do that, it makes me feel very happy. And if I'm able to serve the game, be associated with the game in under any capacity, it still will make me feel happy. So right now I am a coach, So when the girls come to me, when I'm able to give them my experience, when I'm able to say that this will make you as a good cricketer, it makes me immensely happy. And that's what I slowly started understanding, that is what retired life is all about. If you're retired, it doesn't mean that you're completely going to be away from the game. You still will be associated with the game, but in a different way. That's something that I mean, it's only 2 years since I retired, but I'm okay now. I'm like fine. I still keep myself fit because even if you're a coach, people look up to you.
Of course.
So the training regimes are just the same. So that I coach cricket, I don't play cricket. I still play for my institution. I am an active player for my institution, Southern Railway. So that's the retired life that I am having now.
Have you and your husband played together?
Oh, for sure. We discuss a lot of cricket, and even at home we discuss a lot of cricket. It's in an academy only. We met, so we practice together. So, and even when I was training for my performances and all, he used to arrange my practice sessions. He used to bowl to me. So I think we speak a lot of cricket. Healthy conversations we have.
How sweet. And what about, like, especially when it comes to finance? So financially, for a cricketer, men and women, like, how should one be sorted?
See, it is going to be difficult till you reach a certain level, because once you reach a certain level, or once people start seeing potential in you, they start sponsoring you. For me, when I started playing for the country, all my kits and gears were sponsored. But now the match fee is increased. The girls are finding it a little more easier to get that access towards cricketing gears, and earlier it was not the same case. We had to really save money to even buy one bat for myself, or a shoe, or whatever. The spike shoe, it is the fact. It was very, very expensive. The cricketing shoes, it cost like 12-15 grand. It was. And those days, back then 6,000 was a huge sum. We had to save a lot of money, but now it is scenario is a little different. The girls are getting well paid for their games. So I think with time, it's going to get better.
And who's been your biggest cheerleader?
My grandmother. She's no more, but definitely she's been a pillar of my strength. And I have a friend, Vilasini, I'd like to name her here. My biggest strength and support, my husband, my biggest strength and support, and of course my parents. It revolves around these for the discussions, the major decisions, and everything. So they're all.
And if you ever had to tell your younger self, looking back through all the hard work and all the successes, what would you tell her? That 5-year-old you.
Probably the first thing I'd tell her is to be easy on herself, because I don't want that girl to miss out on the inner child in her during the childhood phase itself, because I started taking cricket very seriously. I was always wanting to perform, and I had to sacrifice a lot of family weddings, and ஒரு normal life க்கு இருக்கிற life வந்து ஒரு professional cricketer க்கு any athlete க்கு இருக்காது. So அப்படி இல்லாம just to be a little more balanced, you அந்த ஏஜ்ல என்னென்ன கிடைக்கணுமோ அது இருக்கணும். So that's probably I'd like to say my younger self.
That's so sweet. And to wrap it up, we have a small little segment called Eventide Presents. What's your lovely and not lovely moment?
Lovely and not lovely.
Yeah, not so lovely. So what is your not so lovely moment?
Not so lovely moment is, I already mentioned it in earlier. It was the time where I had my injury that did not allow me to play the tournament further. That's going to be hitting me throughout my life, because that was a very important tournament for me. That will be my not so lovely moment. And there was a match where at Chepauk we played against Orissa, Tamil Nadu and Orissa, which was a match to be won. We had the match almost with us. We just let the game slip away. There are certain games which just keeps haunting you with certain losses.
Oh my God.
That will be.
Does it still haunt you?
Obviously, we lost by a very close margin, and people started thinking they were because we played in Chennai. We had a lot of cheerleaders for us, all the parents. The stand was filled cheering for Tamil Nadu. And we lost that game. I wasn't able to accept that. Literally 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I was like, took me to come out of it. And still it haunts me. It was way back in 2016 actually.
So how do you deal with the haunted memories?
That's what cricket teaches you to do that. You have to accept failures.
Yeah.
You have to get up and train the next
Yeah.
morning. As tough as it seems to
Yeah.
be, you have to accept it. You have to
Yeah.
come up and, you know, somewhere I thought I could have been a little more
Yeah.
responsible in that
Yeah.
game. Though it's a team game,
Yeah.
I'd like to take responsibilities
Yeah.
because it makes me do better.
Yeah.
But that particular game just keeps haunting me throughout.
Oh wow! And what is your lovely moment?
Lovely moment is we won the test match in England 2014, and that was my first test game for India. 8 of us were debutants, and then the English side was full of experience, and we beat them in England. So that was the lovely moment for me. And the moment when I got not even my first India call, when I got my comeback call, that was also a lovely moment for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
That's
surely
so
a lovely
amazing.
moment for me.
And if you have to ever tell any aspiring cricketers out there, especially women, what would you like to tell them?
I'd like to tell them that if at all, not only cricket, if they're going to take anything as a profession, I think they should have their self belief. They should never be contented. They should always look to get better. If they're getting 100 today, probably tomorrow 120, or a 5 for tomorrow 7 wickets in their particular field, whatever. They just should try to keep getting better, and they should uh, if the dream chooses you. I always end all my shows with this only. If the dream chooses you, it means it's there in you for a purpose. You don't choose the dream. The dream is choosing you. So just relentless belief in yourself. If you have it, I think you guys will be able to achieve anything. Anything is possible, especially the women. Sky is our limit. There is no limitations. We're as good as anything. We're capable of doing anything. So not only on Women's Day, I'd like to say this on all days. Like, women power is amazing. I think don't restrict yourself on any given situation. Just believe and just go out and fly high.
That is so sweet, and thank you so much for doing this.
It's my pleasure.
It's very inspiring.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe.